Yes, very good. Extended three-dimensional analysis of building system.
System.
Okay, so that is the full form of your ETABS, and so many things are there that we have covered. Okay, moreover of that, what other things we have seen? Very important things you are missing.
The model saving, the default setting, and the user-defined settings, all the settings.
Yeah. That was the one of the also most important point.
Code
But another
provision,
thing
code provision.
I'm expecting. Yes, Anirban sir.
Sir, code provision and
Code
system
provisions. Yeah,
interface.
also that was there. Anything else that you are
Types
And
of
missing?
grid
model
systems.
settings.
Exactly. Firoz sir. So the grid
Types of
system.
grid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Grid system. We are talking about the. We have ended our last session with the discussion about the grid systems and what is the importance of your grids. What will happen if you are not going to prepare the grid lines in the software? Okay, that is the most important thing that we have started in the last session. Also, I have shared that important thing that there are different methods of preparing the grids in the ETABS software. So what are those methods? Can anyone recall? Fast.
Export and import method,
Yeah,
offset
that is the
point
one method.
method,
And
model quick templates.
ETABS quick templates. Yeah, good. And
Offset point method.
exactly, very good. So there are basically three methods to prepare the grids in ETABS software. First one is your offset point method. In short, you can call it as OPM, offset point method. Another one is your ETABS quick template option. Means what? Just wait and let me show you. So we have to go to file to initiate any new project. To start any new project, you need to go to the file and you need to go to through this option new model. Whatever you would like to go with, you can click over that. So I would like to go with this option. Go to file, go to new model. Okay. Once you click over that, so it will take you to this window where the new dialog box will be there as model initialization. Okay, what to do this model initialization we have discussed in detail in the last session. So hope that it is not needed to discuss again. So just go to this third option and display unit system. So as our architecture plan, if it is in meter, or if you want to apply the load in kilonewton, okay, as the way that means that we are following for the designing and dealing the Indian project, so that is what we need to go with the metric SI. So just go to with metric SI and still section database. Obviously we have to go with the Indian. Okay, take this India. You have to decide the country and design code, for the steel IS 800 2007, and for concrete we need to go with the IS 456 2000, the basic code for the design of your RCC structure. So just click over this OK. Once you click over this OK, it will take you all in this new dialog box. This software will show you a new dialog box under the title of new model quick templates. So this is the second option actually. This is what this is the second option that we are discussing as a methods of preparing the grids in ETABS software. So first one is the offset point method. First one is your offset point method, and second one is the using the ETABS quick template option. So this is what software will give you a means option where you can easily create the grid lines in the software itself. You don't need to import the file from the CAD or from any other software in this ETAB software. You don't need to do that. Plus you don't need to do the manually preparing of manually means doing everything point by point in the software. So both of the methods are little bit different, they requires more steps to prepare the grids, but ETABS will give you automatically means by default templates. So using these templates you can prepare the grid lines in the software. So this is the second option that we are talking. Then third option is what? Export and import method of preparing the grid lines. So three methods are there. First is offset point method, second is ETABS quick template option, and third one is your export and import method. Now the question is what? You may ask that means under which situation we need to go with which option amongst all of these three. That is the most important question. So for your info, for your knowledge, okay, it is important, like offset point method is not much in use. It is not much in use by the practitioners. It is just for your knowledge, just for your understanding, I am sharing this method. But basically this method is not in practice. Even we will not do, we are not going to do practice with this offset point method for dealing the real life projects, for dealing any kind of project. Just for your knowledge, we will discuss this offset point method. Then second, ETABS quick template method option is there. So this is the most commonly used option of preparing the grids in ETABS. And this export and import method is another option, means where in this method we will prepare the grid lines in the ETABS software. We will prepare the grid lines in the ETABS software, and that grid lines we will directly import in the we will prepare these grid lines in the CAD software, and we will import that grid lines in the ETABS software. Now the question is, what, under which situation we need to use uh, like ETABS quick template option, under which situation we should use export and import method. So when your architectural plan is of simple geometry, not much complication is there. If your architectural plan, if your in plan geometry of your building or simple in plan geometry of your architectural plan is simple, in that case you can go with this ETABS quick template option. But in a situation when your architectural plan is so much complicated, very complicated architecture plan or in plan geometry of the building is there, so in that way it is better to go with the export and import method, because in that case of complicated architectural plan, if you are going to practice with export like ETABS quick template option, so that will be very difficult, that will be very hectic. So that is what the point on which basis you have to make the choice of method of preparing the grids in the ETABS software. Got it? Then see. So first is offset point method. Second is this ETABS quick template. So we will practice with this ETABS quick template later. We will practice with export import method later. But before of that, we are going to practice to how you can prepare the grid lines in the software by offset point method. As I told you, this is not much recommended by the experts, or not much accepted by the practitioners. Just for your knowledge, I am going to share this method. Yeah, the question, another question you may ask, that what practitioners are preferring the method of preparing the grid lines. Actually, what means either they are preferring to go with the ETABS quick template, either they are preferring to go with the export and import method. Which methods practitioners are most commonly preferring the method? So the answer is what experts suggest, that as much as possible, experts suggest that as much as possible, try to prepare the grid lines by ETABS quick template option. Now the question is why? Because there will be less chances of modeling errors if you are going to prepare the grid lines using this ETABS quick template option. And it is not possible to understand those who are going to practice with ETABS software, or those who are going to work as a structural engineer first time. It takes time to understand why the experts and why I am means taking this point. Like as much as possible, try to prepare the grid lines in the software by the ETABS quick template option, except your means your export and import method. Yeah, if your architecture plan is very complicated, so there's no option. But if I'm giving any project which is means I can say not much complicated, but yes, up to certain extent, if we can say that that is little bit complicated, that is what little bit complicated in plan geometry is there, but that is not means degree of complication is not much. It is of moderate level. If it is, then try to solve that problems, try to prepare the grids for that project by ETABS quick template option. Avoid as much as possible to go with the export and import. Why it is? Because there will be the possibility of more there will be the more possibility of your modeling error. As I told you, very first step in the software is what? Preparing the model. If your model is wrong, then your analysis will be wrong. If your analysis is wrong, your design will be wrong. And if your design is wrong, then later all the schedule and detail and your every results will not be reliable. That will not be correct. Okay. So that is the most important thing. Model. Okay. So just tell me, what is the definition of model? Anyone have an option to answer? Tell me, what does mean by model?
It's a
It's a
computer.
physical members.
It's a computer representation of the actual structure.
Okay, anyone else? So actually, if you are going to represent anything, means suppose if any structure is there, real life structure is there, and if you are going to represent that with a small scale, that is called as what? Your model. If anything is there, like Burj Dubai is there, so if you want to show that that Burj Dubai, so you are not going to prepare again any another Burj Dubai. What you need to do, you need to create the model of that. Am I right? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is called as what? Model. Another thing is what? Suppose a building is there which is means whatever the geometry is there, and I'm going to create a model of that on a small scale, and I'm trying to keep everything same. And I succeeded to make everything as same as that of your actual project, actual structure. But the thing I'm going to change is the color, where your actual project is of red color, and I'm going the model that I have prepared, I'm making the color of that model as yellow color. So will you tell me it is 100% similar to that of your actual model?
No.
Firoz sir. Hello.
Yes. Yes,
Can I
I'm with you. Yes, I'm.
Yeah, so no, I'm asking what? Can I say that it is the actual representation?
No.
No, the color is changed.
No.
Okay, the
Yes.
height of the structure is what? Suppose 10 meters, just for example, your rear projector, and on small scale, I'm showing that height only 9.9. So that will again will not be exactly similar to that of your actual projector. Means the water, the projector, the model that you are going to create, that should exactly represent your actual model, your actual structure. Then we can say that this model is the representation of your actual project. Say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the thing. If someone have not seen
Sorry, can I interrupt? I want to tell Mubashir, slightly keep the speaker away from you. It's very harsh. Your sound is coming.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Thank
see,
you.
my another question is what? If suppose someone has not have not seen like cat, okay? You all have seen the cat or not? Obviously,
Yes,
yeah. So if someone
Yes.
have not seen the cat, so if I'm telling you, you have to show you to him that how the cat looks like, how the cats look like. So what you will follow to show the cat would look like this? Are you getting my question? Tell me.
Yes.
हिंदी में मैं बताऊं, अगर किसी ने कैट नहीं देखा हुआ है और आपको शो करना है उनको कि लाइक कैट कैसा दिखता है, तो आप क्या रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे उनको, so that he or she can understand cat look like this? Tell me fast, don't take much time. I would like to show what is the importance of your model. Okay, because this is the most
Any
important.
toy.
Sorry.
Any toy which represents the cat.
Very good. Anyone else? Very good. Any toy? Okay, very good.
Draw a cat structure.
Sorry.
Draw a cat in a paper.
By drawing a cat in a paper. Okay. Anyone else?
Showing similar structure, yeah, plan
Okay. Correct. Rishikesh?
in short scale and other method like going model and drawing.
Okay, I understand. Okay, Rishikesh?
Picture.
Picture of what?
Cat.
Picture of cat. Yes, good. Actually, the best model for the cat is what? Cat itself. Hello. We will show the cat to him. That is what the most real example for to understand. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the best model for the cat is cat itself. So actually the conclusion is what? You had to make your model as much as similar to your actual project. ओके आप जितना सिमिलैरिटी मैच कर सकते हो जितना एक्यूरेशन आप एक्यूरिटी मेंटेन कर सकते हो योर रिजल्ट विल बी अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट योर रिजल्ट विल बी अप टू दैट मार्क आप जितना एग्जैक्ट मॉडल क्रिएट करेंगे आप जितना एग्जैक्ट मॉडल प्रिपेयर करेंगे सो योर रिजल्ट विल बी मीन्स मोर करेक्ट विल बी 100% करेक्ट विल बी 99% करेक्ट so it's all depends on your model how you are creating your model. See, because analysis with every project will be same, design with every project will be same, and scheduling detailing for the every project will be same. These all things will be same for every project. Bending moment diagram, shear force diagram, type of the beams, everything will be same. Then the difference where it is going to be means where will be the difference? So only the difference point will be what with your model. Your architectural plan will be different. Another one have the another architecture plan. Some other person will have the another architectural plan. My house plan is different. Your house plan is different. So plan is only going to be changed, and what accordingly your model geometry is going to be changed. So you should have a command to prepare the correct model unless and until you are not getting how to prepare the model to be means correct. Okay, means you can't proceed for the next step as analysis and design. That's why throughout this first section of this training we are more focusing towards the understanding the important commands of the ETABS software, plus we are giving the more time to understand how to prepare the model, how to create the model, how to avoid the problems that may happen, how to avoid the problems that may create the modeling errors. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why. So as I told you, grids are very important. With grids, your model is going to be start. Your modeling work is going to be start. If your grid is wrong, then your model will be wrong. That is the thing. Okay. So many things are there. I will cover time by time when we proceed with the means sample project, real project, and all. Okay. Now we have to prepare this grid line. Sorry, these grid points, or finally we have to prepare the grid lines by this offset point method. So just go back to your ETABS and see. First, we don't need to use this quick template. We are going to prepare the grids by offset point method. So just click over the blank. I will talk about all of these things. We will talk by this second option. But first, offset point method. For that, we don't need to worry about all these things. Just click over the blank, because we don't want to have anything here. Just click over the blank and let's say simply okay. Once you click over the okay, see, this kind of screen will be there where three windows are available. First is model explorer, second one is your this plan view window, and third one is what 3D view window. So if you would like to keep this model explorer to be off, you can close it. It is not needed to have that. That's why I'm going to close that part. And if you don't like to have the 3D view, you can close it. But if you like to reduce this area, you can do like this. If you want to increase this 3D view, you can increase this area. Okay, if you want to close this 3D view, you can click over this, so it will be closed. and only plan view will be there. But if you would like to add one more window, so just go to this drop down list, and here the option is there, add new window. Once you click over this add new window, so one new window will be added here as a 3D view. But if you would like to add one more window instead of these two, instead of presence of these two, you just go to this drop down list and click over add a new window. Third window will be there. If you would like to add plus one more window, just go to this and say add a new window. Likewise, four windows, like that, you can create in means a number of windows. So here I would like to have only the plan view, so that close this, also close this, so the plan view is there only. Okay, then see, next, as I told you in the last session, on the top it is the top main menu bar, and these all are available here. These all are what? Quick access bar. It is what? Quick access bar. What it means that whatever the commands are available here, uh, are available under this top main menu bar options, that all are available here for the quick access. For the quick access, you might have practiced with the CAD software. So in CAD software, in AutoCAD, there is a shortcut keys. Like if you have to draw the line, so L enter is there. If you have to draw the circle, so L enter, sorry, C enter is there. For the trim means to cut the elements, TR is there. So many option means shortcut commands are there. So in ETABS software, this quick access bar is the same thing. Here we are not going to use the shortcut keys. Here we are going to use this quick access bar for the instant action. Okay, so this quick access bar will be available here. If you want to go to plan view, so once you click over this, so plan view will be there. If you want to see the 3D view, once you click over this, 3D view will be there. Okay, if you want to do anything, so many things are there. We will cover it all the things timely. And here if you want to draw the like line or frame element, you need to go with this option. If you want to go, so means so many things are there. Okay, so basically what we have to prepare the these points here. We have to prepare what? Points here. So here I'm going to create one as a base point. I'm going to consider it as what? Base point. So this is what at the 0 0. This is what at the 0 0. And this second point, it is in x direction. In x direction. Okay, so at a distance of 2 meter. This is at a distance of 2 meter, or in y direction, it is what? 0. First try to understand the global axis system consideration by your ETABS. What does it by the axis system? There is also very detailed. There will be also very detailed discussion in the upcoming sessions. But for instance, to complete this exercise, understand ETABS software will consider will show the global axis like in x direction, in this direction as x, in this direction as y in plant dimension, and over the height it is considering what? Axis as z. This is called as x and this is called as y, and over the height it is calling it as what? Z. Clear? Getting back to this example, so it is what? Base point as 0 0 at a distance of 2 meter. The next point is there. Then at a distance of next to this point, the third point is what? At a distance of 4.6 meter. First at 2, second as 4.6. But if you are going to consider it from this point, so it is becoming what? 2.6 meter. Exactly. So, and next to that, it is what? At a 9.1 meter from the base point. From the base point, it is at a distance of 9.1. But if you are going to consider it from here, so it will be what? 4.5. So by the offset point method, as the name of the method indicates, that we have to take this point by the offset option. So go back to your ETABS, clear these all, go to draw. See, draw option there. If you want to draw anything over this window, over this in this project, so you need to go to draw. Okay, so don't take you don't take means tension like we are not getting something, how we are directly going to work with draw and how to do these all things. So don't worry about all of those things. In the first section, like we are trying to cover some examples, some exercise we are going to cover, and along with that exercise, along with that like practice, we'll try to learn some important things of the software. But if some things you are getting, that is okay. If you are some things you are not getting, don't worry about that. After the means in the first section also, even in the first section we will start like understanding of the software. We will discuss in detail about the commands of the software, so there everything will be clear about the software. But whatever I am saying, I am delivering here, try to understand that only. Okay, so if suppose you want to put any point here, so how you can draw that point? So you need to go to draw. As I'm saying that we have to draw it, so go to draw. If something we have to assign, we need to go to assign. If something we have to define, you need to define. If something you want to view in this window, you need to go to view. If something you want to edit in your existing model, you need to go to edit. If you want to perform the analysis, you need to go to analyze. If you want to like design something, you need to go to design. So likewise is the top main menu bar, and these all options available are the parts of this top main menu bar. Got it? Now next next just go to just go to draw, just click on the draw, and here in draw option, the see sorry wait go to draw. Other option is available here is what? Draw points, draw point object. Once you click over that, it is asking about the distance. So it is 0 0 0, means means whatever, means wherever you are going to click over, on this screen, on that point only the joint or point is going to be created. So I'm going to click here. So see, point is now available here. Now the point is available here. Now next I need to create the next point, that is what? At a distance of 2 meter from this base point in x direction. It is what? In x direction. So it is what? At a distance of 2 meter. And if you are going to take this in millimeter, so that is going to become what? 2000 mm. 2000 mm. Remember this. So just go back to your ETABS, and now in x direction we have to create the next point at a distance of 2 meter, that but here the offset distance is asking to provide in mm, so that is going to become what? 2000. See, I am going to click here, so the next point is now available here.
सर एक बार दोबारा बताओगे प्रॉपर्टी ऑब्जेक्ट कैसे आया ये ऑप्शन?
Sorry,
प्रॉपर्टी ऑब्जेक्ट जो आप ये x mm में डाल रहे हो, x की वैल्यू mm में, ये कैसे आया सर?
wait, undo this. So undo this again. Okay, nothing is there. I'm going to start the work again. Go to draw point or draw joint object. Once you click over that, so new dialog box will be open here. Okay, but by mistake, if you are forget to close your model explorer, very interesting. Go to see how to make your model explorer to be enabled here. So go to option and see show model explorer. This is the part of discussing the commands of the ETABS software. But yeah, if it is needed to understand right now, that's why I'm taking. So here it is what? Show model explorer. Once you click over this model explorer, so this dialog box, this window will be there, model explorer. So go to draw joint or point. Once you click over that, now at this time it will be available here. Interesting. Hello.
Okay.
And if this model explorer is not there, so go to draw point. So separate dialog box, sorry, go to draw. Okay, go to draw joint and point. Yeah, here it is what? Model explorer, again and again it is showing. So add a new window. Now close this window and make it as a plan view at first story, and go to draw point. Yes, now is it visible? A new dialog box will be open. and see, it is asking to provide distance in mm. So first point I would like to make as a origin at 0 0. So anywhere I am going to click it, so it is what 0 0 point. This I am going to make it as base point. So at a distance of 2 meter, so 2 meter, that is going to become what, 2000, and then click here, that at 2000 mm. Next point is at a distance of 2.6 from this second point, and if you are going to consider this as base point, if you want to take the reference of this base point, so it is going to become 4.6, mean 4600. So yeah, okay, I am going to take the reference of this point, so it is going to become what, 2.6 means what, 2600. So go back to your ETABS and make it as what, 2600, and now click over this first second point. So it is going to be modeled at a distance of 2600. Now third point is what, 4.5 means sorry, fourth point is at a distance of 4.5 from the third point, means 4500. Go back and put it as 4500. Now click on this third point. So the fourth point has been modeled, is now created here. Now next layer is what, next it is on the y-axis, so it is at a distance of 2.8. It is at a distance of 2.8. So on y-axis it is what, 2.8, here it is what, 2.8, here it is what, 2.8, here it is what, 2.8. So 2800. Why 2800? So just go back, and for the y direction, x should be what, 0, and for the y it should be what, 2800, and put here, click here. So the next point is going to be created here. Then click on this first point at an offset distance of 2800. The next point is going to be modeled or created. Now click on this first point. The third point is going to be created, and now then click on this point. The point is going to be created here. Got it? So all these 8 points are available. Now third layer, third row will be at a distance of 3.1 meter from this second row, or 3100 from this second row. So just go back to your ETABS and make it as what, 3100. So change it to what, 3100, and clear this all. This is the first, then next, then next, then next, so that all of these points now available here. Now no need to put anything on the y-axis, sorry, z-axis, over the z-axis, over the height. So now close it. Is that all okay? So go back to your these. So all the points are now available. All the points are now available. So now it's your time to ask a question. Tell me, is there any problem, any doubt about the creating these points? First, it's all okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
whether we can check the distance between these 2 points, like a 2000 means like in AutoCAD, we will, the dimension we will check it now, sir.
Okay. So if you want to see whether all these distances are right or wrong, so go to draw, and the option is what, draw dimension line. Okay, go to draw dimension line. Once you click over that, now close this new dialog box will open. Now this from first point to this second point, take the cursor, click on the first point, freely move to the second point at which you want to see the distance from the base point. So it is what, 2 meter. So it is right, 2 meter it is showing. But if you are going to click on this first second point, so the permanent dimension will be there. Now it will not be deleted. It will not, you can't delete it. It will be fixed distance. So actually we don't want to do this. Our intention is what, just to check the distance. So go to draw and go to draw dimension line, and this is the first point. Really move to the point at which you want to see the distance from the base. So it is what, 4.6, but my intention is to check the distance only. So what you need to do, the command is there. So to off this command, right click on your mouse, so what, this this will be vanished, but the command is active. Here the command, kindly mute your mic, who is there. Hello, kindly mute your mic. Who is there? If you are clicking on this first point and if you are taking to the point, yeah, it is a 4.6. Now my intention to off this command. So see, it is what continuity is there. So I would like to off this. So right click on your mouse. Once you right click on this mouse, so continuity will be stopped. Continuity will be stopped, but the command is active. If I'm clicking somewhere else, like suppose I'm clicking here, again the measurement is starting. Your software is going to measure the distance between the 2 points. So if you are going to right click on your mouse, so the continuity will be off. Your command will partly stopped, but it is in active mode. Then what you need to do, go to this select object option. Once you click over that, so that command will be means off. See, the dialog box is removed. Is that all okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Next, so in this way you can see the distances. You can put the points, okay, like this you can do. Is there any other question about the things that we have completed? Okay, now next, so my question is that, tell me, this is the grid line. Can I call to this point as a grid line? No, these are the points. These are the joints, or these are the points. We can't call it as grid. Grid means what? These are the lines. These are the reference line. Okay. So these are the points. How you can call it as grids? So actually you have to prepare the grid. So go to draw, and the option is what? Draw grids. Here the option is available, draw grids. Then once you click over this draw grid, so this command will be active, and now you can create the grid. Now close it, and from this first point freely move to this end point and click over that. So this now grid has been created here, and the label of this grid as 1. Now from this point freely move to this side and click over that second grid. Now this grid is passes through all these points. Now click on this first point, freely move to this. Now this is what? Your third grid. And now from this direction, this is the first, this is the second, and click over there is the fourth grid. From this point to this, it is the fifth grid. From this point it is the sixth grid, and from this to this it is the seventh grid. Is that all okay? So it is what, in now I can call it as what? Grid lines. Now I can call it as what? Grid lines. Previously it was not the grid lines, it was just a points. So in offset point method, first you have to create the points, and then you have to create the grids. So, and these are the labels of your grids. These all the bubbles and the labels inside of that bubbles are actually the labels for your grid. But some of you may say that I don't want to have the label of this grid like on left hand side. I would like to have the labels of this grid on right hand side. So that also you can do. You have to move from left to right, this point, then click over this, then from here to here, then from here to here. Now I don't want to have the grid labels on the top, I would like to have the grid labels on the bottom. So this will be like this. Move from top to bottom like this, move from top to bottom like this, move from top to bottom like this. Okay, so this is called, we are going to call it as what? Grids. So this is what the method of preparing the grid lines by the offset point method. Is that all okay? Now you have an option to ask and say all is okay. Hello.
हेलो
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
हेलो
Yes.
सर, ये ग्रिड लाइन में जो अल्फाबेट्स अगर लाने हो तो
क्या करना है?
जैसे ये ग्रिड लाइंस जो है 1 2 3 4 5 6 है ना, अगर इसमें ए बी सी डी मतलब चेंज करना हो तो?
अच्छा, चेंज करना है आपको. ओके.
जी.
Okay. So very good. We'll try to change it. Good question. So suppose over the this x direction, 4 5 6 7, I would like to change it to what? A B C D, right?
यस.
So go to editor, go to editor, go to edit storage and grid system. Once you click over that, so kindly mute your mic who is there. Okay, so again once more, go to editor, go to edit storage and grid system. Once you click over that, this is the definition over the height. This is what the definition over the height, and this is what the
एक बात पूछ
definition
सकता हूँ सर?
over the plan. This is the definition over the plan. Now clear this. So over the plan, go to modify or show grid system. So this is the G1. Whatever the grids we have prepared, it is under the grid system as G1. Remember, undo this all.
सर एक बात पूछ सकता हूँ सर?
No, wait. Go to draw. Go to draw grid lines. Go to draw grid, draw grids. Once you click over that, a new dialog box will open. See, grid system label is what? G1. So we are going to prepare these grids under the system of G1. Remember this. So close it. Now here it is what? From right to left, this. From right to left, this. From right to left, this. And from bottom to top, this. From bottom to top, this. Sorry, from here to here, from here to here. Now next from here to here. Okay, now our intention is to change this 4 5 6 7 from these numbers to alphabet as A B C D. So go to editor, go to edit storage and grid system. Once you click over that, so this is the grid system G1. So go to modify and show grid system. Once you click over that, so this is now available. Hello, and here the ID you want to change it to what? As A. I want to change it to as B. I want to change it to as C. I want to change it to as D. Now let's say simply OK. Let's say simply OK. This is all done. Manoj, sorry, Sanjay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
सर
Now Anirban sir, you can ask.
सर मेरे को ये पूछना था, शॉर्टकट
Sir,
Yes, Hari.
in drawing, we have the coordinate representation. How come the coordinate representation is not at the origin?
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, जैसे हम ऑटोकैड में शॉर्टकट की यूज करते हैं, इसमें शॉर्टकट की नहीं होती क्या?
होती है, बहुत कम होता है, लेकिन हम लोग when you practice you feel there is no need to use the shortcut keys. आपको ETABS में कोई जरूरत नहीं है शॉर्टकट कीज वगैरह यूज करने की. अभी आपको लग रहा होगा, बट आप जैसे जैसे आगे प्रोसीड करेंगे आपको समझ में आएगा. वी डोंट नीड टू मींस मच थिंक अबाउट द शॉर्टकट कीज. संदीप,
ओके सर.
ओके, अभी आपको लग रहा होगा थोड़ा सा, बट आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि हम लोग इसमें शॉर्टकट कीज की जरूरत नहीं होती है. बट या शॉर्टकट ऑप्शन से हैं बहुत सारे. आई विल लेट यू नो टाइमली.
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
Now stop your asking the question. Now we are going to proceed for the next part. So now say this is all done. We have seen that how you can prepare the grid lines using offset point method. Now close this. Now the second, we have to prepare these grids. We have to prepare this grid. So the title is what? Uniform grid spacing and simple story data. So we have to prepare this grid in ETABS software. So how you can prepare this grid? So it is we are going to prepare this grid by the ETABS quick template option. By the ETABS quick template option. And it is what? Uniform spacing grid system. Uniform spacing, why I'm going to call it as uniform spacing? Because between every of these grid lines the distances are same. here it is 3 meter, here it is 3 meter, here it is 3 meter, here it is 3 meter. Between each of these grid lines, the distances are same. If you look in the y direction, so distance between 5 to 6 is 5 meter, 4 to 5 is 5 meter, 3 to 4 is 5 meter. So in each of direction, the distances are same. That's why we are going to call it as what? Uniform spacing or uniform grid system. Got it? So we have to prepare this grid in the ETABS software, and this kind of grid system we are going to call it as Cartesian form of grid system. We are going to call it as what? Cartesian form of grid system. And another type of grid system is what? Cylindrical type of grid system. So first we will look at the Cartesian one. Second one we will look at the cylindrical one. So go back to your ETABS and go to file, go to new model. Once you saying that you want to start a new model, so software will ask about to save this existing project. So we are not interested to save this, say no. This will show you a model initialization. So go to third option and first let me know the unit of this system. So as you can see, this unit of this system is what? In meter. So we have to proceed with metric SI. If it is in feet and inches, then we need to go with the US customary. So here meter is there, so we are going to work with the metric SI. Then all these three things will be as it is. Let it to be, let's say simply okay. Once you click over the OK, it will take you all to this new dialog box, new model quick template option. Under this, the first option is what? Uniform grid spacing. The first option is what? Uniform grid spacing. And second one is what? Custom grid spacing. Try to understand. This left hand side part asking to define in plan definition. In plan definition, and right side this part is asking to define over height definition. Over height definition, it is asking to define in plan definition, and it is asking to provide define over height definition. Remember this. So here now we are trying to understand how you can prepare the grid lines. So means we have to mainly focus on in plan definition. We have to mainly focus on in plan definition. So means don't worry about this part, we will cover it time by time. So look at this left hand side part. So uniform grid spacing and custom grid spacing. If the spacing between the two grids are not same, suppose here spacing grid A 1 2 3, here the distance is what? 2 meter, here the distance is what? 5 meter. So distances are going to be changed. So accordingly we are going to call it as what? Non-uniform. In that case we need to proceed with the custom grid spacing, where the spacings are going to be changed. But in the first option, uniform grid spacing, spacings are uniform. Okay, so one by one here the distances between see how many number of grids are there in x direction. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So total 6 number of grids are there in x direction. So that's why I'm going to put here as 6 number of grid lines in x direction. So it is actually what? 6. Go back to your example, and 1 2 3 4 5 6. So along the y direction, the number of grids are actually 6. So we need to put it as 6. Unfortunately, in both of the direction, your number of grids are 6. Next, spacing as it is uniform. Spacing as it is uniform. So A to B is 3, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F. For all the two grids, the intermediate distance are 3 meter. So it is what we need to put the distance uniform spacing along the spacing of the grids in x direction. It is what? For how much it is? 3 meter. And along the y direction, the spacing between these all grids are 5 meter, 5 meter, 5
5
meter,
meters.
5 meter, 5 meter. So go back and put it as 5 meter. Kindly mute your mic, who is there? It is what? 5 meter. So as the spacing is uniform and uniform grid system is there, so we don't need to look at the custom grid. We will walk over this later. Okay, so it is what it is not done, it is not all done. But most important thing, try to understand what the labeling for the grids, what the option of labeling the grids where the software is following. So we will understand it from here. Specify grid labeling option. Once you click over these grid labels, so by default ETABS software giving the labeling to your grids in X direction from left to right as a alphabetical order. Alphabetical labeling will be there. Look at this. See here, A, B, C, D, E, F. Like this, your ETABS software is doing the same thing. Where give the labeling to the grids in X direction from left to right. But software has given the option to change it from right to left. But here we are not going to change it. If you want or if you need to change it in future when you are practicing with the software, so you can change it. But yeah, I'm going to work with the default setting. So it is what left to right as alphabetical labeling, and from bottom to top in y direction as numbering. So look at this. Here it is what 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so go back to your tabs again. So it is I'm going to keep it as, let's say, simply okay. So this is the way of labeling, and this is what defining the data for the over height definition. So look at and what is given here, that the same thing we are going to put other actually we have to discuss so many things for making the definition of over height. Okay, but right now I'm not going to cover that right now. We will cover that all later. So total number of stories is 5, so that I'm going to put here as total number of stories as 5. There will be very interesting discussion about deciding the number of stories, but we will take it later. Now, typical story height. Typical story height is what? 3 meter. And 3 meter, that is there. Bottom story height. What does mean by the bottom story height? How to measure this bottom story height? Everything we will cover. But right now, whatever is given here, we are going to put that. So put it as 2.5. Okay, 2.5. So these are the basic definition. But if there are so many variation over the height of your structure, like suppose it is 2, here it is 3, here it is 2.5, so you need to go to with the custom how to work, everything of later discussion. So clear this all. And now finally, why we have defined all these things? Because our intention to have the automatic grids. Our intention is to have the automatic grids as per our in-plan definition. As per our in-plan definition. So option you have to choose here as grids only. Remember, here you have to choose as grid. If you are taking blank, so there will be no use of making this definition, providing this definition. Okay, so check these grids. Previously what we did, we have selected what? Blank. But now at this time we have to go with a grids. If you want to prepare the grids by the ETABS quick template option, so check this grid option and now say simply okay, and as per your definition the grids will be there. Now see, the grids are available. It is what? Your grids actually available. Okay, so this is in plan view of your grid. This is the 3D view of your grid. But you may say that means it is not clearly visible. So I told you your grid lines is just a reference line. If you are thinking that it should be very solid line, okay, there should be very clear visibility, so it will not be means it will not right. So what I'm saying that like if you are thinking that this grid should be clearly visible or very solid line should be there, so it is not right. Your grid is what? It's just a reference line. But yeah, you can improve the visibility if it is very light. So you can improve the visibility. So go to editor, go to editor, go to edit stories and grid system, and I would like to make the change in over the plan grids or the in plan definition. So go to modify and show grid system. Once you click over that, okay, so this screen will be there. So here what I would like to do, I would like to increase the visibility So make it as some choose some dark color. Okay, some dark color. Let's say simply okay. And these are the bubble size. So if suppose these bubbles are overlapping to each other, so you can reduce the size of the bubble. But right now here it is not overlapping. There is a clear distance between these two. But still, if you want to change it, so I'm going to change this 1000 size of your bubble. Let's say simply okay. Let's say simply okay. So see, visibility has been improved. If you like to change the color of your grid from black or from gray to red or any of other color, so go to edit stories and grid system, go to this plan, modify and show grid system, and change from this gray to red color. And let's say simply okay. Let's say simply okay. Let's say simply okay. So the grid color has been changed. Got it? So in this way you can make the change in the existing grid. If you like to see only the 3D view, close this plan view. And if you want to add one more window, go to add and make this 3D view window as plan view. So go to plan, come to story first, level first. Let's say simply apply. So this is what your plan view. This is what your 3D view. So it is what how you can prepare the grid lines in the ETABS software for the uniform grid spacing. So this is all done for this. Is there any question to anyone about this thing? Now next we have to prepare this non-uniform grid system. We have to prepare what? This non-uniform grid system. Okay. How you can prepare this non-uniform grid system? So basically here total number of stories are 10 and typical story height is 3.3 and bottom story height is 2.5. Typical story height, total number of stories are 10, typical story height 3.3, bottom story height 2.5. Okay, over height definition. Then here in plan definition is what? Number of grids in x direction is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can unmute your mic. Okay, means when means you can keep your mic on unmute condition if the background noise is not there, because so many things we have to discuss here. Okay, so it is from A to B, B to C, C to D. As you can see that there is no uniform spacing. All the spacings are different. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Yes.
Right. In
Yes.
Y
Right.
direction, the spacing between first, second, third, fourth, fifth, the spacings are different. It is not uniform. So this type of grid system, tell me, it is uniform or non-uniform?
Not uniform.
Non-uniform.
It is what?
Non-uniform.
Non-uniform. Previous type is what? Uniform, and now this one is what? Non-uniform. So in x direction, how many number of grids are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go back to your ETABS and go to file, go to new model. It is asking to save this file, but we are not interested to save this. Say no. Once you click over the no, it will take you new dialog box. As a model initialization, we have to go with this third option, and the unit of this grid system we have to check. It is again in meter, so we have to proceed with metric SI. So it is metric SI. Rest of all things you know very well. Let it to be. Let's say simply OK. Once you click over the OK, so as you know that the type of the grid system, this grid line is of non-uniform. So is there any use of working with a uniform grid spacing? Tell me.
No.
No. We have
No.
to go with the custom one. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Just go to
Right.
custom, and go to edit grid data. Edit grid data. Once you click or edit grid data, so yeah, this window will be updated here. And now two options are there. Display grid data as ordinate, display grid data as spacing. Two options are there. Display grid data as ordinate, display grid data as spacing. The question is what? By which option we have to proceed to prepare this grid line? Either this option or either this option. So you will decide this thing. Okay, I will show you both of the methods. So first is display grid data as ordinate. Come back to our example. In x direction, distance between A to B is what? 4.5. Go back. Okay, first in x direction, how many grids are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go back to your ETABS. How many grids are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to add it, right?
Right.
Okay. So just say add. Okay. A, B up to what? Label G. Up to G it is. Say add. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. In Y direction, what is there? Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4,
2, 3,
5.
4, 5.
Go back and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change it to what? 5. Okay. Now here the distance between A to B is what? 4.5 meter. So here what we are going to say, this A is actually 0. We are going to make this line as origin. We are going to make this line as at origin. So A. So B is actually at a distance of 4.5. So we are going to put here as 4.5. Am I right? Okay. Now go back. This C is at a distance of 4.5 plus 6.6. Totally, how much it is going to become? You need to add it manually. So once you for making to save the time, I have written here. So it is going to become 11.1. Otherwise, you have to add it. So it is going to become what? 11.1. So I am going to put it as 11.1. Am I right or wrong? Fast.
Right.
Yeah. Then third option will be what? uh, A to
19.6.
C to D is 5, but we have to measure it from base, from origin line, base line. So it is going to become what? 4.5 plus 6.6 plus 5. You have to add these three value, so that is going to become 16.1. So go back and put it as what? 16.1. If it is a background, if the background noise is there, so that please unmute your mic, mute your mic. Okay. So next, E is at a distance of 3.5 from D, but we have to measure it from base. So totally 4.5, 6.65 plus 3.5, it is going to become 19.6. Go back and put it as 19.6. Actually, I would like to show some important thing. 19.6. Go back. Then F is a 4.5, 6.65, 3.5, 6.5. Totally, if you are going to add manually, you will get 26.1. Go back and change it to what? 26.1. And last will be what? G at finally at a 31.1. Go back and put it as 31.1. This is the first way. Same thing you have to proceed. Same thing you have to do for the y direction. For the y direction. Okay, do it. From 1 to 2, it is 3.5. 1 will be 0, and second will be at a distance of 3.5 from base. So make it as second as 3.5. 3.5. Then 2 to 3 is at a distance of 4, but we have to measure it from first. So it is going to become 7.5. So go back and put it as 7.5. 7.5. Next, it is going to become 11. If you are going to add 3.5, 4 plus 3.5, 11. Change it to what? 11. 11. And next it will be what? 16. If you are going to add 3.5, 4, 3.5, 5, you have to do actually the manual calculation or addition of this. Okay. So it is going to become what? 16, I think. Let me check. 16 it is. Yeah, it is 16. So like that you have to put with the first option, display grid data as ordinate, where we have to fix one line as a base. According to that, we have to measure every grid line distance. Okay, this is the first option. But look at the second option. Hello. When you click on the second option, what does mean by this second option? In this second option, what you need to do, you need to put the distances between the two lines. Like you don't need to add every distances. What you need to do, A to B in reference of A to B in reference of A, make it as 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, now come back. You have to put what? A to B, A to B You can tell me. A to B in reference of A, how much it is?
4.5.
4.5.
4 point. Good. Put it as 4.5. B to C in reference of B,
6.6.
6.6.
6.
C to D in reference of C,
5.
5. D to E in reference of D, 3.5.
3.5.
3.5. And E to F in reference of E, 6.5.
6.5.
Very good. 6.5. And F to G in reference of F, it is
5.
5. And next, very interesting, G to next in reference of G, it is what?
0.
0. Am I right? No grid is there, so it is what actually? 0. Go back. So last option will be there, but it will be 0. Always it will be 0. This is the thing. And in y direction, go back. It is what? Distance between 1 to 2 in reference of 1, 3.5. Then next, 2 to 3 in reference of 2, it is 4. Then 3 to 4 in reference of 3, it is 3.5. And 4 to 5 in reference of 4, it is 5. And 5 to next in reference of 5, it is what?
0.
0. Now tell me which one is the better one, either first or second.
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 You all are agree with this?
Second. Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
Good. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Second.
Yes. My decision also same. The second one is the correct one. But one more thing we have to understand here, that is what? Suppose non-uniform grid is there. Suppose non-uniform grid is there. And suppose in x direction, 1000 number of grids are. Okay, tell me, close this. Okay, suppose 1000 number of grids are in x direction. How many?
1000.
1000. In y direction, 2000 number of grids are. Hello. So
Yes.
is it possible to do it manually? 1000 grids
No, sir.
adding. In y direction 2000, it is practically possible. Means doing this thing in software is possible.
No.
It takes hell lot of time and confusion. You have to decide the distances and everything. Then what the solution? That's the problem. Yes. Are you getting my question? Situation?
Maybe we have to define extra grids like A, B, like that, right? यानी
हाँ वही
just
कह
I'm
रहा हूँ, अगर 1000
assuming.
ग्रिड एक्स डायरेक्शन में है तो 1000 टाइम आपको ऐड करना पड़ेगा. वाई डायरेक्शन में तो
जी.
2000 है. मैंने जस्ट एक
Ju-
सिचुएशन क्रिएट किया है.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
So अभी आप
There we can write, I think, right? That in that yani space we can write the name. Maybe we have to
no
give the new
that is
names.
right. Okay, but it is possible. You will do this 2000 times the same thing, adding.
Ah, yes, that will take a lot of time. Yes.
Yeah, that will take a lot of time. Plus, it is means very confusing things will be there. How you will put the distances and all. Okay, it's a little bit
Yes.
complicated and hectic work it is. Then what? Okay, so basically it's very easy. We will take the help of uniform grid system. Okay, now close it. Okay, one more thing. See, suppose okay, 1000 grids are there in x direction, and for these all 1000 grids or 1000 spacings, amongst all of that, your 3.5 meter distance is 400 times. How many times in x direction? You have to define the same distance. Hello. This called,
Yes.
we are calling it typical spacing. We are calling it what? Typical spacing. The spacing which is repeating. So go back and look at this your this grid system only. Okay. So here the typical spacing is what? 5 meter. 5 meter is coming 2 times. So that's a situation. Suppose 1000 grids are. So in that of 1000 grids, the spacing 3.5 meters. Suppose 400 times. How many times? So you will work for this. You will define 400 times the same spacing 3.5. It's a time consuming. In y direction, typical spacing is what? Again, it is 3.5. Sorry. Here it is 5 meter. Here it is what? 5 meter in x direction. And in y direction, it is 3.5. Typical spacing. So suppose in y direction, 2000 grids are, and out of that 2000 grid spacing, 700 spacings are same. That is what? 5.5 meter. 5.5 meter. So it is again hectic and we have to do the same thing again and again. Okay, then what is the solution? So yeah, solution is there. We are going to take the help of uniform grid system. Hello. So yeah, what we are talking, we will take the help of this uniform grid spacing. So just go to uniform grid spacing option, and as I told you, in x direction, how many number of grids are? 1000 grids. In x direction, suppose 1000 grids are. In y direction, 2000 grids are. Actually, we don't need to work with uniform. We have to go with custom grid spacing anyhow, because our work will not be our question, our problem is not going to be solved by this uniform grid spacing option. We need to go with the custom anyhow, but we will take the help of this uniform grid spacing option. So for the considered situation or problem, suppose 1000 in x direction, y direction 2000, spacing of grids in x direction, it is what? Spacing of grid in x direction, how many it is, how much it is in x direction, typical spacing, the spacing will be changed, but the typical spacing what it is, suppose 3.5, and in y direction, suppose it is 5.5. Now I will go with this custom grid spacing. Once you go to the custom and once you click edit grid data, now see how many number of grids in x direction. It is 1000 or not?
Okay.
It is the 1001, and in y direction it is 2000. Okay, and we will work with the display grid data as spacing option. Check this. So see, for all the spacing, it is 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, and it is 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. So for the same spacing, let it to be as it is. Wherever it is changing, you have to correct that only. So in this way, we have to take the help of uniform grid spacing. Is that all okay or not?
Okay, good.
Okay. Now
Okay.
close this, and now for the considered example, we are going to take the help of uniform grid spacing. So it is actually non-uniform. But tell me, how many number of grids in x direction? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go back, and for the uniform, will you take the help of uniform or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In x it is 7. In y it is how much? How many?
5.
5. So put it as 5, 5. And spacing of grids in x direction, spacing of grids in typical spacing is there or not in x direction? Typical spacing.
5.
Sorry, 5.
5 2 times.
5. Yes. So 5 will be there typical, and for y,
3.5.
very good. It will be what? Your 3.5. This is done, and we need to. Okay. Can your problem will be solved with uniform grid spacing only? Is it
No, sir.
needed to go to custom
No, sir.
or not?
Custom edit.
Custom is needed.
Custom. Go to edit grid
Edit
data.
grid.
Tell me, either you would like to work with first option and second option fast.
Second.
Very good. Go to second. Now here for all the spacing as 5, we have to correct it. So A to B, in difference of A, it is actually 4.5. Correct it to 4.5. And B to C, in difference of B, 6.6. 6.6. Now C to D, 5. Now D to E, 3.5. 6.5 and 5. 6.5 and 5. This is done. Okay. Now last will be there, okay, every time. Don't think that we should delete it, okay. If you delete this, so this will become 0. Are you getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, very good. Now come to y direction. It will be 1 to 2 as 3.5, 3.5, 2 to 3 as 4, and 3 to 4 as 3.5, and 4 to 5 in reference of 4 as 5. Now this is all done, and this is what uh, uh, quick window I can call. It is called as quick window. So whatever you are doing here, accordingly your grid is going to be modified here. So means instant look for your grid is actually available here. Getting? So if any kind of modification you are doing, see, suppose 4 to 5 you have taken, 4 to 5 in reference of 4 it is 5 meter. Suppose I am going to make it as 20 meter. See, 20. So click anywhere. See, it is changed or not?
Yes,
Change.
sir.
Change. So actually it is 5. So I am going to correct as 5. So from here also you can understand whether everything is going right or wrong. Now, if you want to change the color to take some dark, take this, and if you want to reduce the bubble size, change to 1000, and let's say simply OK. Once you click over the OK, and how many number of grids are there? See, over the height, sorry, total number of stories are 10. Typical story height is 3.3. Total number of stories are 10. Typical story height is what?
3.3.
3.3, and it is 2.5.
Five.
Okay, it is all done. And now actually we have to do some modification over the height. See, like spacings are 3.3, okay, but their titles of the labels are changed. Here it is base, plinth, story 1, story 2, story 3. So we need to go to custom. We need to go to what? Custom. So go to custom and go to edit story data. It is what the same thing that we did here. For the common things we have written here now, but if you want to do the modification, go to edit story grid data. So overheight definitions will be available here. So this is what your base, this is what your base level, foundation level, which is at a what? 0 level, and your plinth level is at a height of 2.5 meter. So it is what? 2.5 meter. So first we need to correct the label. So it is what? Plinth. It is what? Plinth. You can correct it. And the height is what? 2.5. Then it is what? From story, it is going to become what? 1, 2, 3. So I have to correct it. So story 1. Then go to it as change it to 2. Go to this and change it to 3. Change it to what? 4. Kindly mute your mic who is there. 5. It is what? 6. It is what? 7. And now it is 8. And now, sorry, it is 8. And finally it is what? 9 number. So basically it is going to become 9. So yeah, totally it is what? It is the height. Typical story height. From plinth to first, what is the distance? 3.3. From first to second means your second story is at a height of 3.3 from the story first. Your third story has a height of 3.3 from the story 2. Likewise, your ninth story is at a height of 3.3 from the story 8. This is what the cumulative height. Okay. At this level, from the base level 0, plinth is 2.2, story 1 at a height of 5.8. Likewise, total height means 2.5 plus 3.3, it is going to become what? 5.8. 5.8 plus 3.3 going to become 9.1. 9.1 plus 3.3, it is going to become 12.4. 12.4 plus 3.3, it is going to become 15.7. 15.7 plus 3.3, it is 19. 19 plus 3.3, it is going to become 22. Likewise, 28.9 plus 3.3. So total height of structure is how much? Hello.
32.32.
Exactly. It is 32.2. Then what does mean by master story? What does mean by similar story? What does mean by these colors and all? This is a very interesting point of discussion. We will cover it in a very detailed way in command section. Okay, that I will cover later in detail. So up to this level, it is more than enough to understand. So if you want to do this,
स्टोरी में
sorry,
अरे मास्टर स्टोरी में सबसे ऊपर में यस लिखा हो बाकी सब नो है, ऐसा क्यों?
वो सारी चीजें मैं बताऊंगा अभी, उसके पीछे मत जाइए आप. ओके, वो बहुत डिटेल में सारी चीजें मैं कवर करूंगा. उसके बारे में मत जाइए आप अभी, वो अलग डिस्कशन. अगर मैं उसके पीछे जाऊंगा तो वो अलग चीज हो जाएगी अभी. ठीक है. हेलो.
Yes, sir.
अभी हमारा इंटेंशन है ग्रिड को अंडरस्टैंड करना. दिस इज द पार्ट ऑफ अदर थिंग. ओके, लेट्स से सिंपली ओके. Kindly mute your mic. Hello, please kindly mute your mic. Okay, so in this way we have to do the correction. Now go to grids only, check this option. Let's say simply okay. Once you click on the okay, so now your grids and your okay, sorry, go to plan and go to first, say apply. So this is your grid system. This is what your grid. And if you want to add one more window for the 3D view, so it is the 3D view, it is the plan view. But if you want to improve the visibility, go to edit stories and grid system and go to modify and show grid system. Now change to some dark color. Let's just change and 1000. Let's just simply okay. Let's say simply okay. So the color is now visibility is improved. If you want to change the color to blue, go to edit stories and go to modify and change this color to blue color, and let's say simply okay. Let's say okay, the color has been changed. So in this way you can edit your existing grid. Okay, this is another Cartesian form of your grid system. Now in next part we have to create the grids of cylindrical form. We have to create the grids for this cylindrical form. Is that all okay? So we will start
Okay,
this
sir.
to prepare in the ETABS software in tomorrow's session. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
So this is all about today. Shall we conclude the session?